is there, and our prayers are with them. Okay, what questions you have?
Hey, John, this is Jameson from ESPN. Joe Burrow, I think it's been 3 straight games of 300 yards passing for him. How different is he when you watch film than maybe just what you would normally expect out of a rookie quarterback?
Well, he looks good. He's obviously he did it in college. He was a top pick in the draft. High expectations there, and he's fulfilling them. He's been very effective, as you said, 300 passing yard games, 3 of those in a row. That's pretty remarkable, to say the least. I don't think it's ever been done before. And we just have a lot of respect for him. We're just trying to study what they do, how he's utilized, the weapons that he has. They have a lot of good players on offense. Obviously, especially at the skill positions, they're just excellent. They always have been, it seems like, and they continue to be. So we're studying that. We're going to try to do the best we can against it.
Hey, John, Childs of the Sun. Just kind of piggybacking on that question. Is there always a little intrigue for you and your staff when you're getting your first look at a quarterback in the division that you could be facing for some time to come?
Sure. I haven't thought about it like that. We're just trying to figure out a way to slow down that offense and try to figure out a way to win the game. So I think that's something probably, sure, but it hasn't really been at the forefront of our minds, honestly.
Hey, John. Andrew Gillis from NBC Sports Washington. Another Burrow question. You guys obviously didn't have a need for a starting quarterback. You were picking late in the draft. Burrow wasn't to be there. How much scouting do you do pre-draft for a guy like that, just knowing that he might be in the division for a while?
Right. Well, I personally don't do much. I mean, I just looked at him because I was watching a bunch of players in the Southeast Conference, so I saw him all the time. Our quarterback coach, James Urban, looks at everybody. Our scouts look at all the guys. So there were certainly reports on him. We have those, but personally, I only saw him because of through scouting other players.
John, Dave Ginsburg here. In terms of your passing game, the yardage hasn't been there. Lamar has yet to have a 300-yarder. Is that mainly because you're a running team, or is your passing game not yet in sync the way you'd like it to be?
Well, I mean, it's not really the standard. We haven't set 300 yards as the standard for success. That's not really how we measure it.
Well, granted, but you're ranked 31st, and I was wondering whether you could attribute that to the fact that you guys run.
I don't really need to attribute it to anything. I mean, we're just going to try to do the best we can, be the best team we can be, work on all the different things we can work on, which is everything. There's plenty of things in the passing game, David, in the running game that we can work on protection-wise, how we block, how we run. I mean, there's a lot of things we can get better at. So you try to work on all those things all the time and try to improve as best you can. We understand what the issues are. We study them very closely. We know what they are. It's not something I really want to, broadcast. That's what we do. It's what we do every single day, and we'll work on it. We'll be working on it again today.
Hey, John, it's Mark Viviano. When we last heard from you Monday, you had not yet, seen the memo or gotten the conference call relative to the new NFL protocols regarding COVID. And as there are new spreads and more talk about this, I'm just wondering if you have any further comment. I know you're asked about this a lot, about moving forward through this difficult situation for the league.
I really can't think of anything right now, Mark. It's just whatever it is, we do it. We don't really care what it is, and we want to play. So we'll do the best we can with all of it. It's really all I think about on that.
John, this is Jesse Rebeck from The Athletic. What kind of impact or what kind of imprint have you seen Josh Bynes have on the Bengals defense?
He's been just a good player for him. He's playing in the middle. He's definitely the I'd say the leader of the defense in there. He's in there on most all their personnel groupings, not all of them. He's the same player he's been. I go all the way back. He's still playing well. He's still a force in there, especially against the run game. And obviously we have a lot of respect for Josh.
Hey, John, it's Kirk from 98 Rock. In years past, M&T Bank Stadium was quite it was an advantage for the Ravens because of the noise. I could clearly hear Patrick Mahomes on Monday night, but the Redskins seem to be louder. Or I'm sorry, Washington football team. Is this may be a question for you or not? But is there any way to make the fake noise a little louder in M&T Bank Stadium?
Yeah, it's not a question for me. I'm not in charge of that, Kirk. I'd direct you to our Dick Cass and them, that group over there. Dick leads them up, but the stadium people, and it definitely did seem louder there. So I really don't know. That's a good question. I don't think too much about that.
Hey, Coach, Todd Karpovich from SI. You guys have forced a turnover in 17. The defense has forced a turnover in 17 straight games, longest streak in the NFL. Is that always a point of emphasis each week in practice, or is just the guys making? You have playmakers on defense who are making this kind of plays?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both. It's always a point of emphasis. It's something that we talk about every day on defense. We have drills directed that way, and we try to practice that way, and then we try to scheme that way too. And then our players, we have players that do make those plays. I mean, Marlon Humphrey is a great example. Marcus Peters is another one, and others. I think our guys take it to heart, and that's something that they try to do. I mean, every defense does. It's very important. Turnover margin is critical in winning football games. So we didn't win the turnover margin, though. We lost it 2-1, so we were disappointed with that, and that's something we really need to bounce back from.
Hey, John, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Hey, John, this is Jameson again, and I know this is something that you do not study, but around the league, scoring is up for pretty much everybody. Mm-hmm. Do you just offhand, just observation-wise, do you think why that is this year compared to any other year?
I have some theories. I think I'll keep them to myself at this time, though, Jameson. But I do have theories. Yes.
I'm Jimena Lugo La Torre from Ravens Spanish Radio. Coach, how creative do you have to be when other teams know your game plan?
Well, you'd have to be really creative if they know your game plan. I'm not really sure where you're going with the question, though.
Like other teams, we've been seeing during the games, for example, they stopped a lot, Lamar. We don't see the team like last year. Last year, everything we have it more strategic probably, and this year everybody's stopping us. It looks like it's challenging. I don't know. It's my point of view,
right.
Coach.
No, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, it's not. Nobody really knows the game plans, but I think that it's a work in progress. I mean, everybody's a work in progress right now, and you don't just pick up where you leave off from one season to the next. And we were a work in progress last year, and it took us a while to get going. Hopefully, we can do the kind of things we did last year on offense, but we still want to improve on those things too. We didn't finish the way we wanted to as a team. So every year is different. Every year is a work in progress. We have a lot of things to work on. We really do. Offense, defense, and special teams. Those are all things that we're very aware of. Coaches and players, we talk about them. We look at tape. We study all that stuff very hard. And we want to do it. But every game's a different game. Every game's a different challenge. We're playing against defenses and offenses that are doing the same thing we're trying to do. They're trying to win, and so it's a chess match, but it's also execution and all those different things. So that's what football is. Nothing's guaranteed, and it's a hard competition. And winning in this league is really challenging. It's one of the hardest things I think there is to do in life, probably winning in the National Football League. So we're working hard at it every single week, and we're going to try to improve to the point that you're making.
We'll do two more for Coach.
Hey, John, this is Aaron Kazinitz at Penn Live. Before the season, we talked a lot about Marquise Brown being healthier and being able to practice fully. How have you seen kind of that health and the ability to practice affect him on the field on Sundays? Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, I really do think that, Aaron, this kind of follows what we were just talking about. Practicing is very important in this league, and if you don't practice, it's hard to get better, let alone maintain any kind of a level of execution. So being on the practice field for anybody is important. I think Marquise did a really good job last year of playing pretty darn well for not being able to practice. And we still watch him and monitor him very closely, our people do, and to make sure that we I don't think he's completely, past all that yet, so especially for, a guy that runs so much when you have a foot. So he's done a great job. He's so tough. He works so hard. Rehabs, I don't know if it's the right word, but he trains all the time to be out there. So the practice, I think, you know, the short answer to my long answer is he's done a good job, and I think it has impacted him greatly.
Anything else?